The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Hello and welcome to Open, the one and only show that opens the Bronx and the rest of the world right to you. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan, filling in for Darren Jaime, and today we'll update you on what's happening in and around our community and around the world. First up, we'll break down the latest headlines in local, national, and international news. Plus, we'll hear from one Bronxite working to grow our economy in a green and healthy way. After that, we'll find out how organizations and individuals have come together to save freedom of speech on the radio. And we'll sit down with an organization working to keep our youth off the streets and improve public spaces. Next, as the deadline for tax returns approaches, we'll learn the do's and don'ts of filing taxes and about a free tax service here in the Bronx. Finally, we'll be joined by a group working to keep Bronxites healthy in the water. So stay tuned, all this and much more is headed your way because we are now officially open. Hello, Bronxites. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan. Today is Wednesday, March 27, 2013. Of course, you're watching Open, the only live and interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. We want to encourage you to stay connected to us through social media, so tweet us at BronxNet TV and like us on Facebook at Open BronxNet Television. Leading things off with national news, the United States Supreme Court confronted the issue of same-sex marriage on Tuesday. Thousands gathered in front of the court with flags and signs showing their support for marriage equality. After much argument, a majority of the justices indicated they are not yet ready for a broad ruling. On the international front, North Korea has drummed up new threats, announcing their plan to place military units tasked with targeting U.S. military bases. The threats are said to be a result of tougher UN sanctions and joint military exercises by the United States and South Korea. A Pentagon spokesman responded, stating the United States is prepared and capable to defend ourselves and our allies. In the Bronx, Councilman Fernando Cabrera proposed legislation to make crime statistics more widely available to the public. Although the police department does publish crime statistics, detailed information regarding specific neighborhoods is not made public. The new proposal would require the Department of Technology to create an interactive map detailing the crime that occurred and the street it took place on. Those are the headlines, and we have to take a quick break. But coming up, we'll hear about an effort to make the Bronx greener. Stay tuned.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
I'm lucky. Let me help you with that. I get to do something I love. It has nothing to do with touchdowns or titles.
Everybody bring it in.
I get to play a part in the life of someone just starting out.
How many of you think homework is just as important as teamwork?
I help keep kids in school,
Good.
and that's the name of the game.
My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer. Live United.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Hello, welcome back to Open. I'm your host, Cristina Pangan. Green Bronx Machine has a mission to grow, reuse, resource, and recycle, and to create new and healthier ways to live as well as grow our economy in the Bronx and around the world. We're joined today by program founder and New York City teacher and administrator, Steve Ritz. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks kindly.
Could you tell us a little bit about the history of this program?
Well, it's all about planting seeds. And literally a stone's throw from this studio several years, actually about 7 years ago, we started just planting seeds and attending the Bronx Green Up. And I started working with overage, undercredited kids and found that they really gravitated towards environmental kind of education and environmental activities. So we started doing community gardens. We planted, I think, 1 year, 25,000 bulbs across the Bronx. I'm here to give you a gift today. It's springtime, so take some bulbs home. And lo and behold, we grew into this movement called the Green Bronx Machine, which is now a 501c3. We are in schools, community gardens. We're spreading across America. I always said, we're coming to a city near you soon. Yesterday I was in D.C. We'll be in Vegas. We've traveled the country. And we have a highly replicable model for student success and community engagement where we can grow our way into a new economy. In case in point, here on the Walton campus not long ago, we grew enough food in one classroom to feed 450 people.
Wow.
So we are putting the bake sale to shame in ways that make dollars and a whole lot more sense. I mean, I've just lost 100 pounds. I'm seeing some of our guests from Bronx Can in the audience. Inspired by State Senator Gustavo Rivera and the borough president, we are seeing a rebirth in this borough in terms of health, wellness, nutrition, and an overall commitment to sustainability and better living that is really transforming our borough, the city, the nation, and globally. I hear from people all over the world. It's rather remarkable.
What are the specific details of the program? You said when we were talking during the break that you take over abandoned buildings and spaces. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that we do is we grow vertically. So we grow on vertical walls, which means that in a very small footprint, you can grow tremendous amounts of food year-round, regardless of seasonality. And that's a game changer because as some people don't know that a lot of the food we eat are really international travelers. They come from faraway places, trucked in. And if you can grow food locally, you're reducing the cost, you're reducing the environmental footprint, and we're doing it in ways that make dollars and cents and engage kids in school. I'm literally the luckiest guy in the world to think that I can engage kids in health, wellness, and nutrition and skew it to Common Core standards rooted in science, math, history, and have kids engage on the internet. I mean, our Facebook page has 6,000 local kids, and they're running it. Wow. It's rather remarkable in ways, and it all has to do with living wage jobs, and more importantly, ways that are going to transform our environment and the global environment. And that's kind of exciting. So I'm the luckiest guy on the planet.
It's pretty interesting that urban kids have gravitated toward farming in this setting. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of reaction that you've gotten from the kids that you've worked with?
Well, I think, in this age of no child left behind, no child needs to be left inside. And I think Jerome Ringo said it best. We're living in an age of nature versus Nintendo. So in this age, when kids can learn to nurture, They start nurturing themselves. So the remarkable thing about seeds is if you plant them, they're going to grow and inherently have success. I think every kid remembers when they were in elementary school or kindergarten, they did that lima bean experiment. It conjures up memories. Exactly. There's the smile. And that smile transforms them. And you can't not succeed with plants. How well you succeed is up to you. But the fact that they live and they grow and they nourish us and they allow kids to be involved is really rather remarkable. Now, I don't expect every kid to be a farmer, but I do expect them to read about it, write about it, blog about it, do the math, offer outstanding customer service, and be involved in 21st century technologies that are going to change the world and, more importantly, move them into the economy. I like to say that 30,000 pounds of vegetables later, my favorite crop is organically grown citizens, voters, members of the middle class, and kids who are going to school and doing things they've never imagined before. And that, to me, is exciting.
That is pretty exciting. What kind of support have you gotten from local government, from state and the federal government?
Well, I can't say enough about our local government. I mean, Bronx Borough President Ruben Diaz Jr. is just an amazing guy. He's supported the program from day one. He's talked about it. Most recently, our program was talked about by the White House chef. So I saw Ibrahim here. He did a segment on us when I received the Chevy GM Award.
Right.
And that segment got some national attention, and we're going to be going to the White House yet again. And the White House chef, Bill Yosis, touted out our program as one of 5 national exemplars in his TED Talk, which was rather remarkable to think that, you know, kids can do this here in the Bronx and transform the nation. But as the health of the Bronx goes, so goes the health of New York City, New York State, and the nation. So if we could do it here, we can do it anywhere. I recently presented to a group of MBA students in Israel, and they're interested in replicating the program there.
Wow. Now we're reaching internationally. Right. That's incredible. Where do you see this going within the next year, 5 years, 10 years, here in the Bronx specifically?
Well, we're real excited about some of the Green Bronx Machine has become a pencil partner with some DOE schools, so we're excited about that. We're excited about the fact that we are growing food. I'm presently working with the Hunts Point Alliance for Children in my new role at Hyde Leadership Charter School. So really, the potential is unlimited. And that's rather exciting. You know, abandoned buildings are great places. Retrofits are great places. You know, we're expanding what we do with kids in terms of energy efficiency. I'm proud to be the national ambassador for the U.S. Green Building Council. And we're going to be taking this mission across America into schools, community centers, seniors. Realize we're touching lives in ways that, again, make dollars and a whole lot of sense. But literally, look at me. If I can do it, I've gone from impossible to I'm possible. You know, people say opportunity is nowhere. I say opportunity is now here. This is our American moment. We are Americans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Mexicans, African Americans, and this is our moment.
It is indeed. Have you received any backlash, any resistance to this taking over abandoned buildings from contractors, anybody?
No, we've had a lot of support, and realize the Bronx is in the midst of this great resurgence, and we need to take care of communities like we take care of ourselves. And that involves regular maintenance. And just like in the 60s and 70s, when one building and one resident left, another one left, and another one left, when you create good public space, one business comes, and then another one comes, and then another one comes. So we're seeing the health of our communities grow. And listen, the Bronx is so beautiful. Even here, I haven't been to the campus in a while to see all the new state-of-the-art motion detectors and water sensors in the bathroom. Here in the Bronx, if we can change the way we live, it's a national model, and it's exciting. So thank God for the Bronx Can initiative. The Bronx can change attitudes now. We are changing attitudes now. Waistlines can change, mindsets can change, communities can change, and we're proof of that. So who doesn't welcome a nice green space in a formerly forlorn and abandoned space?
Right. What kind of crops do you grow with your students here?
We can grow anything except corn and rice on a wall. So we do tomatoes, eggplants, specialty crops, herbs. We're going to be partnering with Fresh Direct to do what's called the Green Angel Fund and start growing high-end herbs in greenhouses here in the Bronx. And that's going to create yet another opportunity for kids to learn about growing food. And the amazing thing is that if kids grow it, they eat it. Now, several years ago, I started working with overage, undercredited kids, and that was wonderful. And they've actually trained the next generation of stewards. Our program was featured on the Cooking Channel. But now I'm finding that if kids grow it from a young age, they eat it. And so instead of having to undo bad habits, we're just building upon good habits. And we're embedding this whole concept of environmental stewardship and sustainability into schools. And that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Yeah, it is. How young are some of the kids that you work with?
I'm working with kindergarten kids, and we're doing vowel consonant blends so you can teach literacy instead of getting the software. Think about this. kalabasa. And here in the Bronx, we could grow it, cook it, and eat it, and have a lot of good pumpkin fests year-round. And that's exciting, and kids love doing it. So it's great to see kids get involved, get engaged. And again, active gardening is a great way to get kids involved with physical education. Not everyone wants to be a basketball player or a boxer or a football player, but everyone can garden. And the cool thing about gardening is you can't accomplish anything with your fists closed. So when kids open their hands, they open their minds, they open their mouths. When you expand palates, you expand vocabulary, you expand engagement. And when you expand engagement, academic success surely follows. And of course, the weight loss. I mean, I'm doing it, my kids are doing it, we're eating healthy. Good food is hood food, or hood food is good food. And my kids can tell you about 18 different kinds of apples that come from New York State. That's rather remarkable.
That is pretty remarkable. Is there anywhere we can go to find out more information about this?
Sure. Please check out our Facebook page, the Green Bronx. It's all student run, so feel free to use it as a resource and post. We have a great TED Talk, Stephen Ritz, Growing Green in the South Bronx. I'd love to see people send it out there, and reach out to us at info@greenbronxmachine.com. The kids maintain the site. They get the information to me, and we figure it out. We'll be at Hostos next month. We'll be at Lehman the month after. So we're really looking to engage local stakeholders in ways that we've never imagined.
Wow.
And that's exciting.
That's pretty amazing. We have to take a quick break, but coming up, we'll hear about an event for freedom of speech.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36 homers.
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Hi, I'm Rena Valentin, your host of Open Friday. This month on Open, we will be highlighting women's history. Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on BronxNet.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Hi, I'm Rena Valentin, your Café con Leche, host of Open. Tune in every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on BronxNet.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
Hello, viewers. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan. And remember, this is a live and interactive talk show. We want to encourage you to join in on the conversation by following our social media pages on Twitter at BronxNetTV and Facebook by going to facebook.com/OpenBronxNetTelevision. Not-for-profit public radio station 99.5 FM is at risk of shutting down, jeopardizing freedom of speech on the radio. The station has launched a campaign titled the Transmitter Fund in order to raise the money needed to pay the transmitter tower rent. Here to share more about the campaign and their upcoming event is Catherine Davis and Ibrahim Gonzalez. Welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
No problem. Could you tell us a little bit about what WBAI stands for? What is their mission?
WBAI is a listener-supported radio station. It's approximately 52 years old that it was created, and it's part of the Pacifica Network, which is about 10 years older. Pacifica was created by Lou Hill, who was a war pacifist in World War II, and actually was jailed so as not to go to war. And he created this first one radio station. It became a network, and its purpose is to bridge the gap between understandings and bring people together of different belief systems, different races, different creeds, to be able to create peace across the world. And WBAI was created by a gentleman named Lou Schweitzer, who was also very much opposed to the impact of commercials on media and on the ability of media to report the true news. And he ultimately donated his station to Pacifica, and WBAI became part of the Pacifica network that has 5 stations: New York, Washington, D.C., Houston, Texas, Berkeley, California, and Los Angeles.
What kind of programming can we find on Pacifica here in New York?
Well, we have a mixture of public affairs, music, and something we call live radio, which is sort of like what you're doing, where it's eclectic and mixes music and conversation and the arts with public affairs. And we have a number of talk shows. We have Wake Up Call from at 6 to 8, and Democracy Now! From 8 to 9. And then we have programs like Talk Back and 5 O'Clock Shadow, which are all politically based. And then we have a music strip in the morning, 10 to 12. We have music programs on the weekend. And the evenings and overnights, it's more eclectic. But it's sort of a checkerboard of different kinds of programs. We have programs that focus on housing issues, on legal issues, social justice, labor. So we really are, we call ourselves the, the radio station for the 99%, and we cover those issues.
Indeed. So what's the problem now? What's going on with this transmitter? Where is it and why?
The transmitter is on top of the Empire State Building, and we've had the transmitter there from the beginning, and the rents have escalated tremendously, and so we went from paying something in the neighborhood of $30,000 a month. Now that's a lot.
That is a lot.
But now we're having to pay between $49,000 and $52,000 each month for our transmitter. And it's important because we reach the whole city, all the boroughs, New Jersey, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. It's a very broad audience that we can reach. And since the towers came down, the Empire State Building is kind of the only game in town. And so the rent has escalated.
They've taken advantage.
Well, yeah, I guess they have the ability to do that. And we've also had the same kind of difficulty with our office address. We were at Wall Street, a Wall Street address. When we moved in, it was a building designed for nonprofit organizations. About midway through, it was purchased and converted into 50-50 commercial. And, rents escalated very quickly there as well. Right. And because we don't actually take corporate money at all, we only depend on the listeners, the CPB, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. But those are really small donations that come to us. And times have been hard for everyone, so the donations haven't been where we needed them to be to keep scale with our escalating costs. So we've kind of been dragging behind us this debt that slowly built up. Right. And, we'd pay on it regularly, but we could never quite catch up. And so we approached a point where sort of the roof fell in. And a lot of that was with Hurricane Sandy. And we were on Wall Street right by the water, the East River, and our building actually flooded almost to the 3rd floor. Wow. And we've had no phone service since that time.
Oh my goodness.
So we've been struggling, but we're moving ahead, and we've moved the studios sharing with City University in Harlem and over by 137th Street, and then we have office space downtown it's a space that was offered to nonprofits because of Hurricane Sandy. So we have a few months reprieve. And so now we're at the point of needing to get current on all of these bills that have escalated and threatened to shut us down, really.
What kind of threshold are you looking at?
Well, we're looking to raise $500,000 by the end of the month. We're halfway there, so it's not, it's not as tragic as it might have been. And so we've been paying really huge payments to the Empire State Building. We've made like a $50,000 payment, $120,000 $20,000 payment, something like that. So we're making huge payments, and we're also paying on our back rent to the tune of $30,000, $20,000. So it's like between now and August, I would say, that we have this period where we have to really catch up and raise enough money to keep the station broadcasting.
I understand you're having an event tonight to help with that.
Yes, we are. We're having an event at SOBs, and Ibrahim will
Sounds
talk more
of Brazil.
about that.
Yeah, the world famous Sounds of Brazil at 405 Varick Street and the corner of West Houston. And we have several bands playing. We're going to have a band called Ibrahim Gonzalez and Y Amigos. And then also,
you're not in that, right?
I'm heading it front and center, and I'm, back in the music business the way I want to be with this event. This has been my impetus to get back behind the congas. And Chico Alvarez and Mauricio Smith Jr. with their charanga band. Manny Oquendo's Libre, which is Bronx-based, originally from here, under the direction of Andy Gonzalez. And then we're also going to have another Bronx, a son of the Bronx. We got SOBs playing at SOB. Bobby Sanabria and his Afro-Cuban jazz big band from the Manhattan School of Music.
Wow.
All of that begins tonight at 6 p.m. It's the first in a series of fundraisers that we're going to do off the air, because we can't just keep pitching on the air and asking for money. It impacts the programming in a way that it doesn't allow for the creative stuff to come through as much. But that's tonight at SOBs, and there's a phone number people can call to get tickets. Could I give that out on the air?
Absolutely.
Put it up on the screen on the lower third? Okay, here we go. It's 516-620-3602. You can call there and buy tickets, but not only that, but also anybody that wants to make a contribution to the transmitter fund, they could also call that number to make a contribution to save our transmitter. Once the transmitter goes, there's no more radio station. It'll be taken off the map in terms of terrestrial radio. So everybody's pulling together. Kathy, myself, all of our colleagues at WBAI, our volunteers, people on the board of directors, on the local station board, and the Pacifica National. It's a big family. And we extend our invitation to the people of the Bronx and beyond to help us out on the cause.
Yes, we have a lot of members that reside in the Bronx, so I'm really happy to be able to be here to talk to them from your TV station. And they could actually come to our website as well, wbai.org. And not only will you see the various ways that you can support the station, you could also see the schedule, because Ibrahim has a program there on Sunday and Chico has a program on Sunday. And so a lot of the people that you'll be seeing and meeting at this event are producers at our radio station. And so it's a big community, and we hope to expand and flourish.
Are there any other alternatives for you guys other than transmitting through the Empire State Building? I mean, in terms of like web broadcasting, things like that?
Well, we do broadcast on the internet. If you go to our website, wbai.org, it streams. But there's something about having a radio broadcast. It's the only thing that's really free, that everyone can have access to in a way that maybe not everyone has a computer, but people can get access to radio. And it also gives us a tremendous local power. So the internet is important when you want to reach across the globe. But we're a New York station, and we bring in people from the community, and we cover the issues that are taking place in the Bronx and in Queens and in Brooklyn. And so it's a very live station, and I think it's important to have that terrestrial radio experience. It's a very different kind of experience than internet radio, because much of it is live.
And let me piggyback with the fact that the large media conglomerations have swallowed up a lot of the frequencies from coast to coast, and we're one of the few standing non-commercial radio stations, especially here in New York, where 99.5 FM is right in the middle of the dial. To the left of us and to the right of us, nothing but commercial radio.
Right. Very popular stations too.
Yeah, that's right. And very competitive, and they do what they do well, but we do what we do. And we represent community and a different paradigm for communication here in New York City.
Right. Can you give us that number again for...
Sure. The number to call in for donations for the Transmitter Fund, and also to purchase tickets for tonight's WBAI dance party at SOBs, is 516-620-3602.
with that amazing lineup that you have going on there. So you said the doors are at 5?
Yeah, doors open at 5.
And
we're going to go till 10. Who knows? If we pack the place, we might go a little later.
That'd be
Right,
fantastic.
the show will start at 6.
That's right.
That's great. Do you have any other things you want to say? How can people like get involved in terms of being with the radio, working at the radio?
Well, they should go to the website, wbai.org, because we do have interns, and we have people who come in and get involved with the station. We need a lot of volunteers. Most of our producers are actually, unpaid volunteer producers. So I would say 98% of the producers who have regular programs are volunteers. And so that would be the thing to do, to go to the website and get in contact with us and find out how you can get involved in producing radio.
Great. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a project to improve public spaces, so stay tuned.
For you. Hey, Mom.
You know, girls, I used to cheer back in my day. Ready? Okay!
That was amazing. Mom, that was amazing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face.
Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan. Public Color engages students and community members by creating art projects in public spaces, empowering youth and encouraging them to stay in schools and start careers. Here to share more about the program is Vladimir Tobar and Kara Spitzer. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you tell us what Public Color is when you got started?
Sure. Public Color is a design-based youth development nonprofit that is 18 years old.
Wow.
Our founder and CEO, Ruth Landy Schumann, who's an industrial designer, her whole life's work has been about the psychological effects of color and how environments affect moods and behaviors. And when Ruth first walked into her first New York City public school in East Harlem, she felt immediately a major disconnect between having high expectations for kids and teachers and the sensory deprived prison-like environments that we force them to be in every single day from when they're in kindergarten, through 12th grade. Mm-hmm. If you've been in a New York City school, the lighting is very bad. There's bars on the windows. Sometimes the kids have to go through metal detectors. You have the guards there, low ceilings, gray and beige tile. And so it's a depressing place to be, and we felt that if you could re-engage kids in changing their space then you could re-engage them in their education, and they would feel ownership and pride over their school, and it would be a place that they'd want to be.
Right. I was reading up on the informational that our producer gave us, and I got the sense of drawing on walls and telling me that's incorrect. What exactly do you guys do?
So we teach students the skill of commercial painting, and also life skills and work readiness skills. There's tons of math and literacy that's embedded in our curriculum. But we're teaching students to transform the public spaces of their school. So in a 3-month period, we engage about 25 to 30% of the school in middle and high schools, and the kids transform their hallways, doors and door frames, the lobby areas, cafeterias. We also paint outdoor spaces. We do community facilities. We've painted 154 New York City public schools. Wow. And over 200 community facilities, including senior centers, police precincts, playgrounds, you name it, we paint it. But we hold our kids to an extremely high standard of excellence because we want them to feel that they're capable of taking this very large project and breaking it down into smaller steps and being really successful. So everything from the taping to the papering, cutting, rolling, we teach them to paint like a commercial painter.
That's great.
Yes.
Who designs these projects?
So the kids actually pick the colors. Every single drop of paint that we've used since day one has been donated generously by Benjamin Moore, which is the highest quality paint out there on the market. And so we have a palette that's chosen by Ruth of about 27 colors. And the kids learn about color in space and a little bit about color theory. And then they actually do a school-wide vote. So it's also a lesson in civics because everybody gets a say. And so at the end of the day, even if you wind up not liking the colors, you had an opportunity to have a voice, and that's what it's really all about.
Okay, great. I understand that, Vladimir, you were one of these students. Can you tell us about your experience?
So I joined Public Color as a student in 2001 and been involved in the, all kinds of projects throughout. It's definitely gave me a sense of a family. We've grown as an organization from probably around the time when I started, around 50 students, to currently 150 to 200 students, and it's also grown in terms of scholarship opportunities. I'm in college now, and I receive a scholarship through Public Color, and so it's definitely impacted a lot of students, including myself. And now I'm a staff member doing the jobs that I saw others do when I was a student. And I've been able to impact a lot of people through it, so it's definitely exciting.
So it's come full circle for you, student to teacher.
Yeah, it definitely has.
And what's your experience now that you're a teacher instead of being a student? We're working with the kids.
Well, it's I get a lot of joy out of it because I'm helping others, especially here in the Bronx. I'm a Bronx native, and so I got an opportunity to definitely teach others what I've learned. And it's been rewarding. Yeah.
What's your favorite project that you've done?
It has to be DeWitt Clinton, which is not far from here. It was a project that took us close to a year, and I just worked so long and hard, and throughout the spaces, it was really rewarding.
What did you do at DeWitt Clinton?
Well, we painted most of the public spaces, hallways, cafeteria, in its high ceilings, and therefore it was really hard to get done. But it was really a special project.
Was it a particular design, or was it just painting the walls a different color?
Yeah, it was definitely changing the space. It was really dark in that school, and so by the end of the project, it was so lively with so many different colors that we chose, and yeah.
How widespread is the program, Kara? Is it just in the Bronx? Is it all over?
No, it's across New York City. I would say probably out of the 154 schools, probably a third are in the Bronx. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. And we have definitely expanded our reach. We've done projects in New Jersey, we've done projects in Pittsburgh, but mainly where we go to the most low-income, hardest to reach, underserved students and schools in New York City.
What's been your experience working with some of these students, and what's been the experience for yourself?
Public Color is not only do Paint Club, which is where we actually are in the school, but we offer a continuum of youth development programs. So once a student is done transforming the public spaces of their school, they have the opportunity to join us from, we call it Paint Can to College. So we stay with that young person through their middle school experience, high school experience, and college experience. Vlad said at the end they have an opportunity to get a scholarship through Public Color. And they come to the office, our office in Midtown, 2 days a week. For tutoring and for career and college exposure workshops. We have everything from SAT prep. We have a very intensive summer program that's hosted on Pratt's campus. So our kids can get an experience of what it's like to be on a college campus. And then we follow them, and they paint with us every single Saturday at all the other schools we go to. And our students are incredible. They're on a journey that we're helping, guide them along the way, and they really have come, very, very far and achieved things that they may not have thought were possible. Somebody told me, speaking about the Bronx, I was meeting with a principal. We're going to be working at School of Diplomacy next semester, which is a middle school on Barnes Avenue. And the principal there shared this really alarming statistic where for ELA, which is a literacy exam in middle school, which is a huge indicator of how students are going to do in high school and beyond. In the entire borough of the Bronx, 36 kids scored a level 4, which is the highest. It's on a scale of 1 to 4.
Wow.
And I said 36%, and he said no, 36 kids. And so there's a huge disconnect between what's happening in schools and all the national buzz that you hear about improving education and the Common Core learning standards. I mean, we're in schools every single day, day in and day out, and we see on the ground that kids really are not engaged and that something pretty drastic has to happen. And we feel like we're a very big part, Public Color is a very big part of that solution, because if kids don't feel safe and welcome in their school building every day, then learning can't take place. And teachers can't teach and kids can't learn if people feel afraid. Because your mind actually shuts down when you're in a hostile environment. So we feel that we are creating the culture and the climate to allow all those other educational, initiatives out there to really take root and succeed.
What's been the reaction that you've gotten from some of the principals of the schools that you've worked in?
They love us. We have principals, it's a 3-month program, but we have principals that pay to have us come back for a year and a half. We were at Marta Valle High School for a year and a half on the Lower East Side, and we're going back again, even though there's very little left to paint. We've literally painted everything. But it's about the program. It's about kids being engaged in their space, about having a voice, painting alongside teachers. Every single Saturday we have corporate volunteers that come in and help us get the larger parts of the project done. And so there's this beautiful informal mentoring happening and high-level conversations between kids and the CEO of JP Morgan or Citibank or Bloomberg volunteers. These kids are getting exposure to things and that they would never have an opportunity to do otherwise. So it's really been incredible.
How young are the students that you work with?
Middle school and high school is our target. We also work with students who are overage and undercredited, helping them both gain credits and also get valuable work experience. And I just want to say what similar to your first guest, Green Machine. What's great about Public Color is it's a simple concept, it's replicable, it should be a national model, and it makes a huge difference for, not a lot, doesn't take a lot to do.
Is there any website we can go to find out more information?
Absolutely. It's publiccolor.org, and you can also check us out on Facebook and on Twitter as
Great.
well.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll find out about free tax services in the Bronx, so stay tuned.
Be free. Nice, Dad. Nice, Dad. Nice.
Charles!
Nice, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Thanks.
If only child abuse were this easy to recognize. If you even suspect abuse, call 1-800-4-A-CHILD. All calls are anonymous and confidential. Trust your instincts.
Welcome back to Open. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan. Bronx Works, the Food Bank in New York, and the community have come together to offer free tax services to South Bronx residents. Here to share more about how to obtain these services is Maria Rivera, Director of Services for Seniors at Bronx Works. Welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Could you tell us what is this program that's working Bronx Works and Food Bank in New York?
Well, we host a site at 80 East 181st Street at the Morris Innovative Senior Center. And so they come and they do free tax prep for whoever is eligible.
Mm-hmm.
And to be eligible, you have to be either a single, not earning more than $18,000, or a family not earning more than $51,000.
What constitutes a family?
Well, I guess children, if you have children.
Not just like a husband and wife?
Wife, right.
Okay.
No, you have to have children.
So how does the Food Bank in New York work with Bronx Works on
Well,
tax?
we partner with them in many areas, but we have a pantry where we have a pantry with the food bank, so we're able to feed people, roughly about 200, 300 people a month. So we had such a wonderful partnership, they asked us for some space, and so we have been giving them space for the last about 6 or 7 years we've been in partnership. Actually, that site there at 80 East 181st was one of the largest tax sites of preparations. This year alone, up to now, they've done about over 3,700 returns and over close to $10 million in refunds for the Bronx residents.
And the service is completely free?
Well, it's free if you don't make any more money. If you're single, more than $18,000, like I said earlier.
But people who do not meet that criteria have to pay, but how much is the
I don't think they do it there.
Oh, they do it at all?
No.
Okay.
You have to be able to qualify. And so you have to bring ID, and they have to bring your Social Security card. And the other good thing is that they're able to do also your tax returns going back 3 years. So if you haven't done it for the last couple of years, they go back now from 2009 to 2011 and then the present year.
Fantastic. So this is 80 East 181st Street. What days are...
Okay, so they're open in March. They're open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 7. They're closed Monday and Fridays. And then on Saturday, they're open from 9 to 5. But in April, the last month, they're going to be open Monday through Thursday from 10 to 7, Fridays from 10 to 5, and then on Saturday from 9 to 5.
What kind of services are available there? Just tax returns and...
Well, I know they were also doing some to see if they're eligible for food stamps. I did see them doing some SNAP applications. And then the good thing about it is, the also thing about it is that we're able to offer the seniors that come to our senior centers the ability to do their taxes. A lot of seniors still working, so they're able to do their taxes and they don't have the long wait. So in exchange for the space, they get seen like right away. So that's why we've seen a lot of seniors lately coming in for their taxes.
What other services can we find at Bronx Works at 80 East?
Well, and Bronx Works 80 East is now an innovative senior center. We're the only one in the Bronx. There were 8 innovative senior centers that they're funded in January of last year. And so we're the only one in the Bronx, and we offer many services there. We offer a senior assistance housing program, elder abuse prevention, we have a gym, we have a healthy aging focus, we have case assistance, information referral, we have transportation, we serve breakfast and lunch. In the springtime, we have dinner. We open every third Saturday. So we have computer classes in English and Spanish. So we have so much going on. And mainly our thing there is our healthy aging. So we also have a pantry. We have a farmer's market that's going to be starting now in April. And we cook fresh foods from the farmers, from the local farmers from Staten Island and from Goshen. So we do a lot of things there, so that people should come down. If they're 60 and older, they can come in.
That's fantastic. So again, the site is 80 East 181st Street
Right,
for tax services.
Right, and if they want to, they could always go to the Food Bank of New York City website. So just go on to the foodbanknyc.org and then look for the Help tab, and then you'll find tax services and other services that the food bank, gives.
Fantastic. So during the month of March, the days are Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7, because they're closed on Monday and Friday.
Right.
And Saturday, 9 to 5. The month of April is Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 7,
Right.
Friday, 10 a.m. to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 5. Right. And you have to be single, making less than $18,000.
Right.
And or a family making less than how much?
$51,000.
$51,000.
Right.
That seems pretty simple to remember. But if you can't remember that, then you go to www.foodbanknyc.org.
Right, and we usually have a lot of information about the Morris Innovative Senior Center on our website, www.bronxworks.org.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll hear about a swimming program in the Bronx. Welcome back. I'm your host, Cristina Pagan. Bronx Works Aquatics provides the youth in the community with swimming lessons. Here to share more about the program is Eileen Towie, Bronx Works Aquatics Director. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes, we have one of 4 indoor pools in the South Bronx, and our aquatics program has been growing greatly since I'd say last summer, and I just wanted to get more of the word out there about the program and everything that we offer, because people don't know about our pool. We offer swimming lessons, we offer water aerobics classes, we have open pool time, but the one thing that I really wanted to get the word out about is our new swim team. The Bronx Works Blue Waves. I have about 25-30 kids on the team right now. We just started in November as part of the Metro Swim League, which has
some of those pictures right now.
Yeah, part of the Metro Swim League. 12 teams in that league from like boys and girls clubs throughout the Bronx, Manhattan, and New Jersey. The amazing thing about this team is my kids were, every single one of them that are on the team were beginner swimmers in November when we started the team. Myself and my other instructor at Bronx Works taught every single one of the children that are on the team how to swim. And by the end of it, we just had our championship meet 2 weeks ago here actually at the Apex Center. Our kids were coming in second and third place, and
Fantastic.
they're
Beginners. Wow.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's a really good like social environment for the kids to be interacting, friendly competition with kids from different neighborhoods in the Bronx. So I think that's the really great thing about it.
What kind of first of all, where is your pool? Because you said people don't know about it. Where is your pool?
Sorry, my pool is at Bronx Works Main Community Center. It's located at 1130 Grand Concourse, so it's on the concourse at 167th Street.
Okay. Is it a year-round pool? Is it open, or is it just during the summer?
It's year-round. It's indoors. It's 20 yards, heated pool, and yep, we offer classes.
Do you need to be a member of Bronx Works? Is it open to the public?
It's open to the public.
Open to the public.
If you sign up for swimming lessons, you become a member.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So for our swimming lessons, we offer Red Cross swimming lessons levels 1 through 4, and also adult swimming lessons. We run 9 classes for $100, and we do 5 sessions per year. So right now we're in the middle of our winter-spring session, which is going well. And our spring session is going to start in the middle of May 18th, I believe. I'm working on the schedule right now.
You spoke about the Blue Waves. What's
Yes.
the age range of the children in this program?
Right now, I have ages 6 to 13. We can have up to 18 years old. I'm trying to grow and get more involvement with the older children. With teenagers, it's hard with those kids once they reach a certain age. So I do have all younger kids right now.
What has been the impact you've seen on these kids that have been beginners and now they're winning or being second and third place in these competitions?
Just the confidence levels in them, going from being shy and just like keeping to themselves to being loud and cheering for their teammates and walking with like straight, walking tall, walking with a big smile on their face. It's really great when they get their medals and their ribbons and stuff. It just like puts a big smile on their face, puts a big smile on my face too. I love it.
Are you from the Bronx originally?
I am not. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, but I was always, swimming is really big in Buffalo, so I was always a swimmer up there. I've been working at BronxWorks with the aquatics program for 5 years now, but I was just within the past year able to build the program. After I graduated from school, I just had more time to do that. We always had a program, it was just a lot smaller. So that's something that I always wanted to do. Now it's happening, and I'm really happy with it. We have lots of spots available for kids who want to join our swim team. It's a lot of fun. We do go to swim meets once or twice a month. Right now we're practicing 4 times a week in our pool. Hopefully soon I'm going to add a 5th day as well.
And your website to find out more information?
www.bronxworks.org, or my phone number 718-508-3071.
Great, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure coming into your homes. We'd like to thank our guests for joining us, and especially you, our viewers, for tuning in. You can tune in tonight for the recablecast of Open at 10 p.m. or watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org. From all of us here at Open, have a great week, and don't forget to keep your heart, mind, and most of all, this channel wide open. Have a good day.
Ten, 9, 8, 6.